Hello. Welcome back to another YouTube video. After filming my top 12 tips for eating healthy on a budget, I thought, you know what? I need to actually show you what Ross and I get in our grocery haul for the week. So we thought we would try a different supermarket today after finding out that our supermarket that we usually go to is one of the most expensive in New Zealand. We mixed it up and we went to one called Pak'nSave. Those of my Kiwi followers out there will know that Pak'nSave is very cheap. So we went there and on average, we saved about $30 on our weekly shop. So we're really happy about this because if you think of it this way, over a month going to the supermarket every Sunday, by the time we do this, we would have actually saved about $120 on groceries on average across a month. And that can add up to well over $1,000 in a year. So just a simple hack of choosing what supermarket you go to can really make a big difference when it comes to shopping healthy on a budget. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the foods that we get, usually kind of some of the foods that we got today, and then I'm going to take you through how I meal prep for the week ahead on a budget. Super simple and delicious. I hope that you enjoy this video, and as always, if you do, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile. Okay, so starting in the protein section, we got some premium beef mince. This alone was $5 cheaper than our usual supermarket. We got some chicken breast and we got enough for both Ross and I to have it each a day. This again was also massively cheaper. We also got some egg whites, which again were cheaper. So all the protein sources were cheaper than our usual supermarket. Moving on, we have black beans and Mexican style tomatoes. So this will be for our lunch today. We like to have beef mince on a Sunday. And then I also got some diced tomatoes and some beans mixed to make my chicken meal prep. Super simple. Onion to go in our meals. We got some asparagus. We got seasoning for our chili con carne today. Mushrooms, bananas, coffee for Ross, sugar-free hot chocolate for me, some cinnamon to put in my smoothies and on my oats. I also got this vegan chocolate as a treat, and Ross likes to have these chocolates in his lunch at work. I got some sugar-free jelly. They didn't have the usual one I would get, so I ended up getting the Weight Watchers one. I got some seaweed to snack on. Immunity juice for Ross was cheaper, again cheaper. Some light milk for Ross's cereal. We got some oats. We got my bread, which is personally a favorite because it's like slightly lower carb, higher protein, whereas Ross likes this bread, which is a higher carb one. He also has crumpets, so we got 2 packs of those. We'll put one in the freezer for later in the week so they stay fresh. I got some lettuce, we got some apples, some sweet potato, and then coming over here we got some Fiber One bars. So these are great for snacks throughout the week. Ross has a box, I have a box, one a day. Coming into the freezer, Ross has 2 boxes of trumpets. He honestly has one a night for dessert, tracked into his macros. I got the salted caramel ones. They're a little less in calories, so I have one of those like every second day. I got some frozen mixed berries to put in my smoothies or in my oats, or even just as a snack, to be honest. And then down here we got 4 bags of frozen veggies to make sure we are getting in enough fiber. So this was our full grocery shop for the week ahead. However, a lot of the stuff is going to last us more than a week, like the bread, the cereal, the oats, and things like that aren't something that we would just eat all in a week. So that might last us like 2 to maybe even 3 weeks. We'll put the bread in the freezer so it can keep fresher for longer. And there's just a lot of hacks that I shared in my last video on how you can save money when it comes to, you know, eating healthy on a budget. I truly believe that anyone can eat healthily. It's just a matter of prioritizing and being really kind of smart with how you spend your money. I am going to show you my meal prep for the week ahead just for my lunches, and I also wanted to show you mine and Ross's chili con carne that we have every Sunday lunch because it's so delicious and super simple. It's a really fun meal that you can mix up and have with your family if you want to as well. Now, to be completely transparent with you, Ross and I spent $180 on our groceries today. So if you were, you know, splitting it, it's $90 each for over a week's worth of food, which I think is absolutely awesome. I feel like that's very realistic for, you know, like a couple to spend on their groceries if they're trying to eat healthily. But of course you could do it cheaper. Like if you didn't want to eat as much protein as we are eating, then of course you could cut back on the meat, and that was instantly kind of drop down your prices. And also you don't have to buy like all the fresh fruit and veg that we buy as well. So this is just our personal kind of shopping haul, and I hope that it inspires you to go out and try try a different supermarket and see if you can cut back on costs on things here and there when it comes to your groceries. Okay, so starting with a super simple lunch meal prep, or of course it could be a meal for the family. We've got some premium beef mince here. We've got a chili con carne spice mix. You could of course use any kind of seasoning you enjoy. A can of black beans and spring water, and some Mexican styled tomatoes. So you could just use a can of diced tomatoes and add in some seasonings. Then we've got an onion, asparagus, and lettuce to serve it with. So let's get started. I am a one pot wonder kind of woman, so all I'm going to do is lightly spray the pan with some olive oil, chopped up some onion almost without crying, and I'm going to tip it into the pan to lightly brown. Black beans all clean and ready to go in. Ross is cooking out the mince and I am preparing the asparagus. So once the mince is brown, all you need to do is add the canned tomato, stir it all around, and add in the beans, and then top it with some seasoning. Swirl it all around, and then we're going to leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes. So about every 5 minutes, I will just stir this around, and now it's almost done, so I've put the asparagus in the pan to grill a little. So it is 1 kilo and 80 grams, and what we're going to do is split it up into 2 portions for Ross and I. But if you're meal prepping this, you would split it into 5 portions for the week and put it into Tupperware. So Ross is going to have half for lunch, but I'm actually splitting my portion up into 2. So I'll be having half for lunch and then half for dinner. I like to serve mine up with some fresh, crispy iceberg lettuce, so I can kind of wrap it up and pretend it's a burrito or pretend they're little nachos. For my easy meal prep, you only need 4 ingredients, and it's going to be 4 meals. So I have 120 grams of red lentil pulse pasta. Of course, you can adjust the portion sizes based on what you need. This is going to be 30 grams per meal. If I was looking to build muscle, I would of course have more, but I'm currently shredding. So tip that into there to boil, put in some Himalayan rock salt, and then let's cook the chicken. I currently have 600 grams of chicken here, but for my meal prep, I'm only going to be using 400 grams. So I'm going to lightly brown the chicken. While the chicken is browning, the pasta is cooking, I have strained out my beans, and these, plus some diced tomatoes and some seasoning, will be going into the chicken very soon. Stir it all around so that the beans can cook through. So all I'm going to do is leave this to simmer for about 20 minutes till the beans are cooked through, and I'm also going to add in some spices as well. This is a mixture of chili, paprika, and a few other different seasonings. So just sprinkle it through and stir it in. Easy. Okay, so first I'm going to split up the pasta into the Tupperwares. You could weigh it out to split it evenly, but I'm pretty good at estimating, and I'm eating them all in the next 2 days, so it's going to average out anyway. So I've got my glass one for when I'm having the meals at home. This is going to be 2 portions, and I'll just half it when I'm dishing it up. And then here I've got 2 grab and go kind of takeaway boxes that I could use for my lunches. The next step is to portion out my chicken, beans, and tomato mix into the Tupperwares. Again, this is 2 meals, so double the amount, and then single servings here, so 4 meals total. There we have it, 4 meals done in under 15 minutes and at under $2.10 per meal. Honestly, eating healthy does not have to be super expensive. I actually think that planning your meals ahead and cooking them for yourself saves you a lot of money and time instead of using apps like Uber Eats to order your food and waste money on delivery. So for the whole 4 meals, the total was only $8.30. I will pop up the pricing of each thing here for the meal prep, but of course, if you're buying in bulk, you could save even more money. And even if you wanted to add in some frozen mixed veg to this meal prep, you could still have each meal at under $3. So ways you could mix it up are swapping out the pasta for normal pasta, or for rice, for couscous, for potatoes, all easy carb sources. You could add in fresh veggies if you wanted to, or frozen. You could serve it with a salad. There are so many different options, but I just wanted to show you a really super simple one pot kind of meal prep that you can try at home. I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you'll try this recipe or something similar. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile.